Yo, folks, I just tell you, I just came off the phone. I had to run, I had to do what I had to do, but the show must go on. Salute everybody, come on in. Eating some grape. Lovely. It's been a very long day. But I never complain, the show must go on. Big up White Knight. Where's White Knight? Big up everybody. All Jamaicans. Today, I'm all over the place like Burchett. You see me? I just feel good, you know? I have a little cough. But yeah, everybody is sick. Now everybody is wearing winter jacket. And yesterday was August. You can believe that? Everybody's sick, but it is what it is. The show must go on. Today I'm in Germany, eh? Today I am in Germany. How about that, huh? Link up my friend Kenny. I have beer here. I have cranberry juice. I have everything here. Just enjoy yourself, yeah? It's Friday. People dying. War going on everywhere. You hear what this guy who think he could rebel against Putin. You hear what happened to him? But we are here. You are here, I'm here, everybody just enjoying themselves. Come on, Kenny, pick up the phone. Kenny is a Jamaican. I want him to talk to you, yeah? And I'm happy. When I see and hear about Jamaicans doing the damn thing, I'm happy, yeah? I like it when I see a Jamaican doing their thing abroad. I like it when I see a Jamaican not at the train station selling dime bags a cut. Running down people. Yo, buy this from me. Harassing tourists. And all that. I don't want to see that. And Kenny is not that. Kenny has toured all over the place. But what happened to him now? Come on, Kenny. Try to keep my palate good. You see me? So a night I dealing. What's up with the news? What's current around Europe nowadays, huh? Football finish. What about war in Ukraine? What about that? What happened to COVID? It's like the world just, it's like Putin invade one country and COVID stop. I don't know. But we are here. It's all enjoyment. That's why you come here, yeah? Salute to everybody in Sweden. If you're logging in from Sweden, salute to you. If you're logging in from America, I know there's American listening. Canadian listening. Yeah? Germany listening, hopefully. Hopefully Kenny answer his phone, huh? We all will die one day. I don't want to start the program off in darkness, but yeah, we all will die, huh? Are your affairs in order? Not about it. Are your affairs in order? What if I die now? What will your family do? Because dying is, yeah, we don't know. Nobody on earth can tell us how dying really feel. If somebody try to tell you that, them just lying. But when you die, it's not you in the problem. Some might say you're out of the problem now. Because you don't know what they might do to you. So they burn you, cremate you. They bury you in the open field. They bury you in a family plot. It doesn't matter. You're dead. You don't know what going on. You don't know what carrying on. Huh? But your family, who you left behind, they are the ones who are now of the burden. They are now with the burden of burying you, cremating you. It doesn't matter. Black people, do you have a will? I know a lot of black people don't really think about will like that. Do you have a will? You have children. You're making a way for your children. to inherit something when you dead? Are you wasting time? Do you think that you're living forever? This is just something to think about. Because we all will kick that bucket one day. And when you kick the bucket, let me see. Let me see if this guy might answer now, Kenny. And when you kick the bucket, it's too late. Your family is now there. Were you insured? Do you have life insurance? Or you spend too much time partying? Those are the things that you think about. I know I'm doing a little reading. Yeah, I'm a reading nigga sometime. I'm a reading nigga sometime. But these are the things that you think about. Why? In the call night, so night I deal with. Cheers. After each of us pass 35, 40, we start to think different. And if you're not thinking different over the age of 40, it's best you just jump. Yeah, you're just wasting oxygen. You have to think about things. You have to change your mindset after you pass a certain age. And a lot of black people don't really do that. It's like paying tax in Jamaica. Yes, I'm going there tonight. It's like paying tax. Jamaican, we just do. If the government tax is not already on the food or on whatever you're purchasing, we don't do it. It's like everybody jumping out the window tonight. But anyhow, I do this. And maybe it's my age showing on me now, but we have to start think different as a society, as a people. As Jamaican, we have to start think beyond. We have to start think about generational wealth. And maybe you wonder, where's Michael going with this? But listen, I saw a video today. This video is some Jamaicans was there in the crowd also. But it's a new trend over there in I will put up the video on the rebroadcast. It's Texas. And this new trend is calling pour it out. Guys buying niggas, not just guys. Niggas buying bottles for 12, 1500, 2000 US dollar. Yeah? 2000 US dollar. They're buying the bottles and they're not drinking it. Well, that's normal. A guy will buy one, just leave it. The flossing. But now, the trend is for them to pour it out. Now, when I looking at these niggas, these young guys, no doubt they are drug dealers, scammers, buying bottles 2,000 US one, 1,500 US or 1,000 US or one, and throwing it out. This guy pour out one. This guy, his competitor over that side, throw two. Somebody don't like that, they throw a three. It's 5,000 euro right there, 6,000 US right there. And tomorrow they're back to struggling. Now I'm not the sharpest knife in the book when it comes to what do you call it, financial literacy. Yeah. Let me see what I'm going with Kenny now. But at some time we have to look at ourselves, because black people, we shape the culture of the planet. Whether you want to believe it or not, we shape the culture. Wherever we go, whatever genre, we shape the culture. Nike would be nothing at all without blacks. That's it. Sport shoes wouldn't be selling. Music wouldn't be selling. Because there's no white who actually upholding this thing called trend. Whatever black people touch, it blow up, trend-wise. how much money we make from it? Do we have generational wealth from that? Now it's a 2 minute. Do we have generational wealth? Look at Jordan. I know I'm all over the place like Birchit, but think about it. The person, Jordan, is rich. Don't mix up rich with wealth. Jordan is just rich. He's extremely rich, but he's not wealthy. LeBron James also rich, but not wealthy. The guy who signed their check is wealthy. Why we don't have a black guy with say 150, 200 billion dollar? Why? Why we don't have black guys with hundreds of $1 million? What, we squander it? We don't invest it? But even if some black guy decide to invest the money, the person who invested with, it's a white guy. Is the system against us? You can say that, but when we look at these guys throwing away $10,000-$15,000 worth of liquor, these fucking monkeys in America doing that, and not only in America, Jamaicans also flossing. It's a cultural thing. No, I wish I had that money. I wouldn't floss like that. Maybe in the younger days, but no. It is just, yeah. I call them monkeys. That's what I call them, monkeys. They're doing monkey things, and monkey see, monkey do, and that's also how I call them. Let me see what Kenny doing now. Kenny, you're fucking around, and I will send this to Kenny, you know. I'm gonna call my guy. Oh, yo, folks, I tell you, I'm tired. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, huh? It's weird. I'm just getting older. I'm just like, ooh, it's not normal. Sitting here just doing what I do best, huh? Talking to you guys. I'm just loving it. There was a football match yesterday, huh? Football match yesterday between PSV and some bullshit team, and PSV won. And people texting me, hey, look, you're cursing PSV. And look, PSV won. Yeah, PSV win some little bullshit team, no doubt. But when it comes to the real Champions League, nobody no business PSV. PSV only can beat up some little punk. Dutch people don't like when I say that, you know. You see me? Oh, you have Katie in the thing. Hey, Katie, there. Somebody in Jamaica, yeah? Somebody in Jamaica. Why not? No. Somebody in Jamaica. Somebody
Hello?
in Jamaica. First of all, you're live, yeah? You're live, yeah?
Okay.
You're live. So, you're in Jamaica, yeah?
Yeah, man.
I tell you, all
Had to get it
my
in.
guests, Night is here in 5 minutes. Kenny, I don't know where Kenny is. Yeah? But, so I
Yeah,
call
he's
you,
just,
why Jamaica? You are in Jamaica, yeah? Why Jamaica? Why a
yeah,
lot of Americans decide, yo, Jamaica is a place to
I
be?
I love Jamaica. It's so laid back and everybody's so friendly and it's beautiful. I call it paradise. This is the only place in the world that I can be completely relaxed and I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
But
absolutely.
I'm sure there's a place called Bahamas, Antigua, Guyana.
Yeah.
There are all those
I'm sure
beachfront
there are.
properties. Huh?
I'm sure there are, but this is it for me. I love
Yeah.
it here.
I'm sure. Isn't it? But how do you handle the harassment? Because I know, you know, people always want to
How
be here, people always want to sell you something. How you handle that?
to, I just tell them no thank you. Or the ever present, or oh, maybe later, not today.
And
Yeah,
they actually agree
yeah,
and just leave you alone?
yeah. Most of the time, yeah. Especially when the ladies want to braid your hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's I have a lot of hair, so I'm not trying to sit and do that. But they're usually very understanding. And then because I was out about today, there were a few times where they were trying to sell stuff, but I was just like, no, thank you. And actually, only a couple of times, somebody, maybe said something to me twice, asked me twice, but usually one time, and they leave me alone.
Yeah. If you was
Yeah.
if you heard what I was talking about before, yeah? Financial
What's that?
literacy.
Yes, yes. I was listening.
Because Michael Jordan has a lot of money, yeah, no doubt, but he's
Hmm.
not wealthy. He's extremely rich, but he's not wealthy. I, I,
Right.
I assume you know the difference between being rich and wealthy.
Well, yes.
When Jordan dies, his brand no doubt turn over to his not his estate. I maybe to Phil Knight, the guy of Nike, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, so why
So
why
it won't.
can't why can't we as a culture as a black have any substantially wealthy individual in
That,
our group? Why is that?
that's a very good question. Me personally, I think it's most, whether they're Black Americans or whatever, even Jamaicans like Usain Bolt. It's because they find they're rich. They make their money usually doing sports. I mean, quite honestly. And so, I mean, some of them do have a college education, but I think that's the difference,
Hmm.
is the accessibility to maybe education for someone to teach them about financial planning and things of that nature.
Hmm.
Invest your money, but like you said, if you go to the guy to invest your money, who is that guy? Yeah.
Everybody
So,
get a piece of the cut of the black
mhm.
community because the black community we don't keep our money inside our community. You understand? The bank
Mhm.
doesn't belong to a black guy. The owner of the store is not a black guy. You understand? So we get our
Right.
pay and we spend the money in the community that doesn't belong to us.
Right.
The alcohol we drinking doesn't belong to us. You understand? And we
Hmm.
spend, listen, the club mark up the price. It is bought by the black. You understand? So
Right. Hmm.
the manager might be black, but the owner is not most of the time. You see me?
Right.
It's just a
Just
continual. We just always at the bottom, and because I'm getting
well,
older now, I'm
this
looking
is
at it. I'm like, why?
yeah. Well, I found out today too. A lot of the resorts in some of these places down here where I'm staying, I'm in Ocho Rios, are not owned by Jamaican. I mean, they're other nationalities. Like one is owned by someone in Mexico. One of them is owned by somebody in India and China, and then they get taxed. They don't have to pay taxes and things like that. So they get all these great tax breaks. But so that's money that's not going back into the community to better the communities, to better education. It's a terrible, terrible cycle.
You touch on a very good topic right there. Because listen, the thing that's drink the most in Jamaica is called Magnum. Yeah?
Hmm.
And it's not even a Jamaican brand. I'm like, yeah, it is Jamaican brand, but it's not owned. Red Stripe beer, the one of the best beer in the Caribbean. They say I don't like it, but
Hmm.
anyhow, it is synonymous with Jamaica. Yeah,
Right.
that's
Hmm.
Jamaican beer, and it's not owned by nobody in Jamaica. You can imagine.
No way. I didn't know that either. But I mean, I probably assumed. But just like all
Exactly.
of the rum, you drink Jamaican rum is it's probably not owned by Jamaicans either, is it?
No, Appleton Estate is not owned by. I hope Knight would be and back me up on this, but something has to happen. You see me?
Hmm.
The well just cannot, but can it be stopped? Anyhow, let me get Knight. Can it be stopped because the well just going
I,
from I don't want to say
I don't know.
from the poor to the rich, but yeah, it's just
I also had a conversation today too, like when I don't want to blast one specific nationality, but Indians. So we'll just use Indians from India. They come to Jamaica and they buy the building, and then they start importing all the goods, like say Jamaica on them. Yama and all this stuff, and it's not, and it knocks out the low guy
Are
who
you on
makes it by
speaker? Are
hand.
you on speaker?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it making noise?
Yeah. No, it's better. Say again.
Okay. So like when the Indians come in, I went to a market today where everything was handmade, from the purses to the dresses, everything. And so I know that the lady that I purchased it from, she made it. But you can go to other ones, and as a tourist, you would never know, but it is owned by the Chinese guy who owns the building because he's getting tax breaks from the government. So now not only is he getting tax breaks, so that money's not going back into the community because he's not paying taxes, he's also taken where, most people would have went to this lady to get their handmade purse. He's selling one over in his shop that he brought in from China or wherever.
Yeah. With the Jamaican logo and tag and all sorts.
Exactly. Well, welcome to Jamaica. Yeah, man. All the, all the sayings and everything, Bob Marley and all this stuff. But they're bringing them in. They're made, overseas somewhere else instead of being handmade by a Jamaican. And then you pay them for it, and then they get to feed their family and put back into the community because they have to go to the store and buy food or gasoline for their car, whatever. So I think that's a big breakdown here.
Yeah, who's to be blamed? It's just the government to be blamed for that. Because, okay, how can we get out of that now? It's already done. The Indians own everything there, especially in Ocho. It's been that way for years, for decades. How can we change that? How can we change it? We have to just go along with that like that until the end of time, because it is getting worse,
Yeah, and they're building a lot more stuff down here in Ocho Rios, just from last year when I was here. So, and I'm sure it's more, foreigners, so to speak. I would, like anything else, I would assume it would be elected officials, but I know how that goes here too. I mean, same way in America. It just depends on who's got the deeper pockets. I mean, give them a tax break, but not completely tax-free. I mean, everybody should pay taxes. I mean, fix the roads, educate your children.
But it will change.
Yeah, I don't know what it would take to change that here.
Revolution.
True.
Revolution, bloodshed. Sometimes, look, listener, Malcolm X talk and preach. Martin talk and preach. So we cannot ask the upcoming generation to talk and preach and ask. Them something on. Black people are the only set of people who want to talk themselves into prosperity. Who want to talk to God and hope that God come and give them blessing and prosper. You see me?
Yeah.
Nobody.
I mean, I would hate to see the revolution to bring bloodshed, but you're right. It would just take a revolution on the grounds of like a political revolution or, something of that, not bloodshed, but I know what you're saying when you say that. So, because in this day and age, you overthrow a government and then you get overthrown right after it. And it's just a cycle. It's the same stuff that happened in Haiti. And look where Haiti's at. Yeah, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, it is by design why it is now. But look at America. Liberty or death. That is what you guys said. Liberty or death. That's the dynamic between white and black. I don't want to bring a race thing, but white don't itch.
That's a valid point.
No, white don't itch. You understand? White don't itch. Yeah, you guys, I don't want to say you, but white
hesitate.
White don't hesitate. You understand?
Okay.
To create bloodshed. You don't, yo, at a drop of a dime, boom. But when it comes to tell other people, whites always want to tell us to be, humble, be passive. You understand? Be
Yeah.
passive. Talk. Let's talk about it. That's how you tell other people to solve their thing. Talk about it. But whites don't talk. Whites, what's that, Saddam? What you say? You want what you say? You want to start sell oil for whatever you
Right.
want for euro? Hell no. All these bombs. You understand? That's just how whites operate. That's a fact.
Well, do you,
But just like what you said, we should talk about it. No, too much talking can't hold. Set everything on fire.
Uh,
Everything. All right then.
my only thing with that, with the revolution, set things on fire, burn it down, and then the revolution's over, who is going to rebuild?
Yeah, you start from scratch, so,
true.
and then start everybody equal. Everybody start from scratch. You see me?
You know, I
No,
mean,
no.
for here in Jamaica, because I love it here. I mean, obviously, I didn't grow up here. I don't live here, but I love it here, and I would just hate to see the beauty of Jamaica and the people of Jamaica have to rebuild. Not to say that they shouldn't revolution, but yeah, I don't know.
You see, you saw what Toussaint Louverture. That was the Asian guy who defeat Napoleon. That's why Haiti is what it is now, Because
Mm,
and I harken back to my original point. Whites, you don't forgive and you don't forget. You see me? Just because what happened to Napoleon over 200 years ago. You guys never traded with 80. Never. Every time something tests, you just go on 80. Just do whatever you want with 80.
right.
You
Same
still.
way with Cuba.
No,
Hmm.
not same way with Cuba. Cuba is a different story. Because
Yeah, I mean, but it's still
Cuba
the same
link up.
way
Cuba link up with
with the Russians.
Russians. That's it.
Yeah, but even when how long ago was that? I mean, I know things are very much more tension now, but that could have been lifted years ago,
The sanction
and it
from
could have
Cuba.
helped. Yeah,
But that's what I said because in the 60s, the Cuban Missile Crisis, America
hmm
is like, oh, you did that Cuba, and America still don't treat it Cuba.
right,
That's it. You guys don't. You keep bringing. You keep making my point valid because you guys don't
I know,
forget. You understand? And you
right.
guys know bloodshed. You see me? That's all white people do is bloodshed. So black people now, we have to really stop with the come off our knees. You
Do you
understand?
think? Do you think though that if there was a revolution that maybe I don't know, then the worldview of Jamaica, just like they do anywhere else when there's a revolution of any kind, the worldview changes of that. Then people stop coming here because they had a revolution and blah blah blah,
Yeah, we think
and
about
so
that
then the
when
country,
we think about that
and then the
after the
country,
revolution.
right, and
Okay,
then the country suffers because of tourism and money's not coming in.
but the country is suffering now as we speak because money coming in, but
This
it's
is
not
true.
trickling down to
Not
the
going.
to those who should have it. You see me? You
That's
think
that's the point.
you think when the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Walden, you think when he's signing into law any paper talking about say he's giving away the cockpit country, although he wasn't doing that, but let's
But
say
watch out.
what is it?
What does the night say?
No, sorry, brother. I was going to say something, but continue.
You
No,
think
no, go ahead.
when the prime minister signing into law anything that affect poor people, but
Hmm.
it uplift the rich. You think he have any thought in his mind about what the repercussion might be? No, he don't care about no Jamaican under the poverty limit or just a little bit above it. You understand? He only
Hmm.
cater for his friends and he know his friends will protect him. You see me? All the time the prime minister actually go out and talk to poor people genuinely, not even genuinely, but just talk to them. Is coming around election time. You see me?
Election time, yeah.
Election time, and still poor people fall for that. So you can treat the poor people of Jamaica anyhow you want, because there's no repercussion. Nothing at all will happen. Poor people
Right.
just
And there
applaud
are,
him today, and tomorrow he piss on them, and the next day they applaud him again. I don't know
and
how.
there are no upcoming, up and coming politicians or people in the communities that could run for an office and change it.
Yes,
I mean, I don't know.
yes, but they will not. They will not break through. The system is set up that if you're not playing the game, you might end up get a bullet in your head. Same like America.
Corruption.
Same like America.
Hmm.
You don't think somebody else in America out of what 400 million people could be a better president than Biden?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I understand. I do understand that.
Yeah. So why did they not become president? It's corrupt.
It's true.
Night, what's up?
You have you have to have money.
Now, I'm here thinking about what. By the way, good night. If, may I have your name, just so I can address you correctly?
My name is Katie.
Oh, hi, Katie. I was listening to what you said earlier about a change in legislation to actually bring about a change in the business mindset of Jamaicans, and I really like that point. I think if we had legislation where you could say, okay, here are tax breaks, lower interest rates for the nationals in
Hmm.
comparison to the non-nationals who are receiving these tax breaks, etc. And then also we could have quality control of these businesses as well to make sure that they last a long time, and also education. So you have to teach the people how to take advantage of these tax breaks, of these interest breaks, interest loan break, low interest rates as well. So I like the point you raised there. The only concern, and you guys actually touched on it, was just corruption. How can we make sure that the people at the top have the best interest or the long-term interest of the country at heart? So I think I'm not necessarily siding with the burn everything to the ground, because as you said, when everything is burnt, what's left after that?
Right.
So I agree, the legislation might be the best way, but it's just about who's going to do it and how it's going to be done, or if it's even possible, actually.
Yeah. And it's the same way, whether you're talking legislation or burn it all to the ground. Who's going to burn it all to the ground and rebuild it when it's finished and over? Or who's going to be the one to take the legislation all the way to make the change? And there's nobody to fill those gaps.
That's true. That's true. Because the system as Michael was just saying, the system is already established in a way where they won't allow any bright spark or any new face in the game to actually change what's feeding so many illegally. So they won't allow the new person on the block to stop them from fattening their pockets, as I would say. So it's depressive, but as I said, we have the answer. It's just how do we get
What's the
to
answer?
the next step?
Right.
What's the
A
answer?
change in legislation. A change in legislation. We just discussed it. We said that if we could have tax breaks, tax benefits, lower interest rates, business educating the nationals, meaning the Jamaicans, on how to take advantage of these tax breaks, similar to how other nationals, other races, other foreigners have taken advantage of these tax breaks, tax benefits, interest rate cuts, etc. If we can do that for our nationals, you'd be surprised to see what Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, or Portland, what it looks like over the next maybe 30 years. When you're traveling, you see, okay, I'm seeing more and more Jamaican business owners because now they have taken advantage of these same benefits that the non-nationals received in the past. And now we're seeing the benefits of that when traveling to these tourist destinations. But it's just about, because the thing is now, how do we get to that step? We know the solution, how do we get to that?
And I think nobody wants to think long term either, because if you did do that and you could get it to where you could get money from the bank as a national and keep it going, paying it forward, then as a tourist, when I come here, it wouldn't be like, let me braid your hair, like 5 people, because they could have their own place that I could walk into and pay if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Rather
Exactly.
than being so many people doing everything they can do to make money, they could actually, have a better life owning their own business and things of that
That's
nature.
correct. A list of clients. They would
Right.
know how they would now know how to operate turn that skill or that trade into an actual sustainable business. They have a website. So before going to Jamaica, you probably book an appointment because that hairdresser or that business person now has an online presence that's marketable overseas. So things like that could be taught to them as well. So that's correct. That's correct.
All that sound cute, but
No, here
that
you go.
don't even fly in a first world country. Because I was in Italy and you still have those people running up to you say, yo, buy this, buy that. Most of the niggas, you see me I say? Most of some African dude run up to you and say, yo, buy this. And it's difficult to get rid of them sometimes, you see me?
But here's the thing. While those people are present, on the other hand, once they also establish businesses where you have that has online presence, or
Yes. Yeah.
exactly. So there's the yin and the yang, but in Jamaica there's only the yin. There's no yang, if you get me. So we're trying to bring the other side into it as well to try to have that balance. We won't say you're gonna eradicate or get rid of
Right.
the that side of the business model. But what we want to do is also see an increase or a growth in sustainable business, if you get me, turning that skill into an actual business.
Because you're always going to have people who stand on the corner and beg. We do have it in the States. You can't stop at a stoplight that someone's not on the
Everywhere.
corner with a sign saying, please help me or whatever. And so, I mean, that's everywhere. But I know in the States, they also have those kind of programs where they give them tax breaks because for the foreign people to come in and they give them, and they own businesses like gas stations and convenience stores and things like that. So, I mean, it happens in every country. It just depends on where like you said, the legislation, the education of the people.
That's true. That's true. Because, for example, go ahead, Mikey.
My thing is just we need what happened to what's her name? Antoinette from France.
Let them be, yeah, beheader.
Yeah, you know about this Antoinette woman, the queen in in France. You know, night
France.
she was fucking around, isn't it?
Antoinette.
Queen Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, Marie Antoinette. Let them eat
Oh,
cake.
Okay, yeah, Marie Antoinette. Marie
Yeah,
Antoinette.
let them eat cake. That's what she
Let
said.
them eat cake.
Let them eat cake. So they say, okay then. You see me? Then go and behead the bitch. You understand? And things change. Yes, when they behead the queen in France, you know what the queen in England started to do? She got down from her
Fed her
throne.
people.
No, she get down from her throne and start to walk among the peasants. Because they
Yes.
don't want, they hear what happened in France and don't want that to happen in England. So you see the power of the people.
But here's the thing.
But no, the thing is, black people still in 2023 want to talk about God will come and help us. Want to talk about turn the other cheek.
Every race does that.
No,
Every race
Yes.
does
white
that.
people don't do that, brother.
No,
Yes.
believe me, they do it. If you go down south, you have if you look at in Texas, which is one of the largest demographics of what you call that, white Christians. They do that. Joel Osteen, all of those churches are filled with white people. So I think
Yeah, they feel with white
every
people.
race.
But white people, what are they asking for? Them not asking it for nothing sustainable.
Financial,
Finance, but
financial.
they already have it. I just we
My
know ask,
own,
we know I look and I say, yo, God help you. We're the only people
That's
that talk
also
about milk and honey.
another point I wanted to comment on. So here's the thing: are we sure we are not buying too much into the generalization? For example, you just said black people are the only people that just sit and pray to God to change their financial situation, right? Which I'm not saying is necessarily incorrect, but on the other hand, we see many examples of black people actually going out there and doing it. Actually, putting words to action to words. You get me? So
right.
we need to be careful. We're not buying too much into stereotypes and established generalization, if you get me. Because what you're saying is it is present, but also the opposite is present as well. We see many examples of first generation millionaires being black, first time college graduates, etc. So work is being done, maybe not at the rate that you might like, but work is being done. Work is being done.
No, no, no. I think this Rose. Okay. I always talk about this female. It's Rosa Parks' character. You see me? She was in the back of the bus, yeah, and then tell her, yo,
Yeah.
she have to move, and she was like, blah blah blah. We all know what happened. I think the whites say, okay, then they see what's happening and say, yo, let's give them the bus and take an airplane. So we so happy to get the bus now that we don't realize that the whites already gone out the bus, take a plane and move on with everything. You see me, I say, with all the wealth and just gone, they change gear on us, and we still just happy to be in the bus. But
But
the wheel fly off already, and nothing. Black people just not moving anymore. That's my point.
let, let me add okay, let me add a caveat to what you just said, right? So let's say you say we're still sitting on the bus while maybe some of the other races are in a plane, gone in a plane.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? What I will say incorrect about is that we are happy with still being on the bus. I don't think black people are stagnant or want to be stagnant. That's one. Two, you have to remember that everyone didn't start at the same starting point, right? So it's not as if everyone entered the bus at the same time and then everyone else left the bus and a certain set of people stayed on the bus. You get me?
At one point in time, black people didn't get to get on the bus at all.
Exactly. So we didn't start at the same. Exactly. So you have to take that into account when you see the maybe the wealth gap okay. For example, we just talked about the tax breaks or the financial advantages taken by certain groups in Jamaica. Now let's put that on a larger scale. Certain races or certain demographics were given advantages for 400 years. So you can't expect the people that weren't given these advantages to be on the same level as yet. You get me? So I don't think they're stagnant, willfully stagnant. I would put it that way. I don't think black people are willfully stagnant.
Education.
No. I don't think it's education. Well, yeah, a little bit to a degree. You see me? But it's a system. And I know the system is broad stroking it. Yeah? Okay, let's speak sports for a minute. The NFL. How many black players there? There's 90% black players. But how many players actually own, or not players, but how many blacks own a team there?
One black person.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson.
Own a NFL team?
He's a part owner as of 3 weeks ago, I think.
Of which team?
Yeah, he bought it into.
I need to know that.
It's the Washington Commanders.
I'm glad you said it because I almost went.
The Redskins.
Inappropriate. Said the Redskins.
Okay.
Commanders.
Yeah.
How much percentage you own? How much stock?
I don't think that part is public. I don't think that part is public.
He's a token nigga. That's all he is.
No, because that's the wrong example. That's the wrong example. You know why? The NFL isn't just something that's publicly traded where the average American can go and say, okay, I want to buy shares as an owner, I want to be an owner. It's probably one of the richest examples of they call them good old boys club. It's like we have this, and it doesn't matter how much money you have. You could be the richest person. For example, let me give you another caveat. In 2004, if not 2004, it was back in sometime in the last decade and a half. You know who tried to buy the Buffalo Bills and was denied?
Who?
Your friend Donald Trump. He was disgracefully denied. He was disgracefully denied to purchase in the Buffalo Bill. So it's not all. It's they will have the 32 owners will come together and say no, we're not selling to that person. We're not. It doesn't matter how rich you are, right? So I don't think that's the best example of
It's who
black
they want.
people's access to something. Yeah, because it's a group thing. It's a okay. These 32, these other 31 people are my friends. I don't think we need anyone else because they will deny. If Jeff Bezos wants to buy a team, they told him no. So what he did was use Amazon. Now Amazon Prime is now the one of the broadcasting streaming partners for the NFL, but they won't allow him to buy a team. So it doesn't matter if you're the richest person on earth. If they don't want you to have a team, they won't let you have a team. So Magic Johnson, being a part of a group, I think what's the name? I don't remember the business term for a group of investors that said, "Hey, let's go and buy this team," and they said, "You know what? We like this group of people. Let's give it to them." So it goes like that. So I don't think that's the best example you would use.
I stand on my example, you see me? I think
Which is fine.
not only the system. Okay, listen. For us to move forward, yeah, for everybody to
Yeah.
go forward, we have to have a revolution, and I stick on that. We have to have a revolution.
My other issue with revolution is the life that it's going to take. It's not just we're going to revolt and kill all the politicians.
No,
It's
we
going
never.
to
I
be
never said
then.
that.
No. That's what I'm saying. Though a revolution usually means bloodshed. So it's not just the people that are corrupt that get ousted, whether they get executed like Marie Antoinette or not. It's the average Jamaican that gets caught in the crossfire. Because then whoever's left, they're going to send out the army. I mean, I don't know, whatever the troops that they have here, even the police force, and then they're going to get in the way, and then innocent people, or even people who are wanting to revolt and change things, they're just going to get mowed down in the process, and then you're going to lose lives.
Yeah.
That's my issue. I mean, that's my. I would hate
It's
to see
also
the
the
lives
next
lost.
thing. Marco, tell me a successful revolution in the modern era. So not Marie Antoinette,
The
uh,
American Revolution.
not anything from back then. Not the American Revolution, but give me a modern revolution that was successful. That we can say, okay, see, someone is doing this in the era, in the time of the internet and social media, etc. Show me an example of a modern revolution or a political
You
coup.
know why I have why why you have them few and far between, because you're trying to back me in a corner.
No,
But here how I wriggle out. You see the
yeah.
act of the revolution that been in the past. It set the presidents. Still, it was so effective that a lot of those people who follow stay on the right path because they don't want to get the head chop off, like what happened in
So
what that woman did in the past. You understand? As I said, the monarchy in England, you understand, pull the pants up because of what happened. And from then, you never hear nobody jump out the window and say, yo, let them eat cake. They stop talking down to the people. You understand? So they don't need another revolution today again.
let me rephrase it.
And
Go ahead. Go ahead.
we have them nowadays who call them protests. You see me? You remember the truckers protest in Canada
Canada, yeah.
during the COVID thing? You have a revolution here in Holland, big protest. They say, yo, we need to sell, half the farms need to close. And the farmers, the truckers, get on the tractor and whatever and block their way. Shit like that. You see me? You don't see those things on the news, because of what happened to Gwyneth, yeah?
But
Those who in power, they make sure they just they have it so locked down. News, the written media, you understand? You don't hear about it anymore. So they kind of separate the
all
people.
right.
Isn't it?
But
Divide
do you
and
think something
conquer.
like that would work here?
What?
If
Hold,
they just got in the middle of the street and
Of
said
course.
no?
well,
Of course.
well, hold on 1 second. Let me counter your point, because what you tried to do just now was to change the definition
Yeah.
of a revolution and to change it into as if it's a protest. A protest is the what you call that, a civilian's right to demand change, right?
Also a
What
revolution.
you're asking for, what you're asking for is the forceful removal of the powers that be. The 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 the, the, the protest in Canada and the one in what they normally do in France, or even what they did in the Netherlands the other day, that wasn't the forceful removal of the heads of government. That's just saying, hey, listen, that you guys want to do this. We the people think differently, and this is why we're not changing our minds. But you're still, after maybe a month later, who's still the people in charge? The people that were in charge 6 months ago. So that's not the forceful
But the law
removal
is
of the powers
changed.
that be.
You, you,
The
you,
law
you
has
know why
changed.
you know why
But
they still
but
no you
you
know why they're still there? Because
right.
before the
The
protest
law.
can turn into a full revolution, they change the law.
Yeah.
That's it.
But that's the thing. We remember we started by saying we want change in legislation, and you're saying no, you don't want that. You want heads to roll. So
Yeah.
now you're coming around to our point. You're
No.
coming around to our side.
If they don't change it, if they don't change it in time, then heads must roll.
Mm.
So now you're putting in the if statement.
So
All right.
so now it's like we'll
No.
go this one step, and then if they don't do what they need to do, then we'll go
Exactly.
to the
Then
second
heads
step.
rule.
Ah,
We need to be like
All
the
right. All
elite.
right.
The poorer people
Now you
need to
go.
be like the elite.
Now go back to my first question. Show me an example of heads rolling in the last 100 years. Show me an example of a successful example of heads rolling in the
I
last
cannot.
100 years.
I cannot because those in
Aha.
power, no, those in power pull the pants up before it reach to head rolling. That's the thing.
So
or
are you
any
sure that heads? Go ahead, Casey.
I was just going to say, or if we have any of those instances, or did any of those people stay? Like you ousted the people who were in power, and you took over, and then 6 or 7 months later, somebody came in and took you over. Then it just turns into this big cycle of who's running the government now,
Exactly.
But
especially in those
Exactly.
smaller countries.
but listen, don't confuse, yeah? Don't mistake a revolution or don't mistake a coup for a revolution.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of time it's a coup. It's not a revolution. It's when some foreign power come in under the disguise. You understand? Of some charity or some Red Cross or whatever they come under the disguise of being a friend and roar up some people and pay for it, like what happened in Ukraine in 2014. You see, man? That's deep.
Or the military
Okay.
turns, military power, like their own military turns against the leader. That's happened
Yeah.
lots of
There's a
times.
military coup happening right now. I need to find the name of the country
Do not say
where the
Russia.
family. No, no, no. I hope there's a military coup there, but there's a military coup in. 1 second. There's a family in an African country that has been in power for decades. Well, not that one, not that one. For decades, and I think the military said, "Hey, enough of this." And when the military ousted the family, the political family or the ruling family, they found millions in euros, millions in dollars, millions in every currency possible, valuable metals, precious gold. And I'm saying, okay, this is good. Let's see what you guys will do with this money. Will you use it now to change the lives of the people of the country, or will you become the dictators you tried to get out 24
Right.
hours before?
Like when it happened in the Philippines years ago with the Marcos
But
Exactly.
family.
was it a coup or a revolution? That's the question. Was it backed by
It's
America?
In the Philippines, I think
no,
it was, I don't remember actually, I was kind of young, but I just remember that when they went into the palace, like all of her shoes that she had and all of their extravagant when their people were starving. I mean, I couldn't tell you who ousted if it was their own military or the states backed them or what. I couldn't, I mean, I honestly couldn't tell you that.
America has been overthrowing other people for a long time.
long term
So
Yep.
that's
As
for
soon
their
as we,
own
as soon as
political
we,
interest.
Yeah, as soon as we overthrew the British, that's what started it. But I don't agree with those type. I mean, I know America has their nose in way too much stuff, and their hands in way too much stuff. So I'm not going to defend my country in that respect. But yeah, there's parts of our country too where they don't take care of the average person, Joe Schmo that lives on the street either.
Trailer park, that's true. Or the veterans. They have
Yes.
a really bad problem with the veterans because I think, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the numbers have changed recently, but a lot of the homeless people at one point were veterans that came back from the Vietnam War,
Vietnam.
Iraq War, etc. Exactly. So what I hated about that is you send them to war, you say, hey, thanks for your service, and then now maybe 6 months later, their homes are gone. Okay, why do people keep signing up for the military when you have examples of what actually happens to you when you get back? So I hate that.
As you all suffer from, PTSD and
PTSD, correct.
and all of those things, so they can't come back and function like they did before they left. And that's where our government fails them, because they don't give them the treatment that they need.
This guy,
That's true.
I forget, he was the Secretary of State during Nixon administration. I forget his name. He's still living now. He's an old guy.
There was one that just recently passed. What was his name?
Melvin.
No, Melvin.
Secretary of Defense.
No.
Secretary of Defense.
No, not the Secretary.
Does it start with a K?
Secretary of State during Nixon administration.
Kissinger.
Kissinger
said
he died.
Henry Kissinger.
He died?
I think he died recently. Because he wasn't born here. I think the whole deal was because they wanted him to be president, but he wasn't born in the States, so he couldn't.
Yeah, I think he's German.
Exactly. He's from one of those things. He passed away, Henry Kissinger?
I think he passed away. I'd have to look it up. I think he died either last year before last.
No.
I mean, it's been recent. Because I remember reading the story. That's why I didn't realize that he wasn't born in America.
No, he wasn't. He said American soldiers should be used as pawns. They're just pawns.
Oh, he's still alive. He's still alive. 100 years old.
Of course.
Yeah, 100 years old.
Well, maybe that's what it was. He was turning 100, and they made an article on him. My fault.
I will do a podcast when he dies. Isn't it?
Yeah.
No, for real. Listen.
He was influential for a long time on the government.
Of course.
Not just when he was Secretary of State either.
I know. He served as Secretary of State under two different presidents, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Right. And then he was an advisor.
An advisor to everybody.
Yeah. Everybody, right. Regardless of what Republican, Democrat, they all went to him for advice.
Exactly. So what this guy know? But anyhow, he said, they should just be used for foreign policy, the military. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And he said it out loud. It's not like he said under a bushel or under a table. So we know what American army is used for. It's just used to extend the globalism, isn't it?
The arm. Mm-hmm.
The armed forces.
And it has been for a long time. It's just in recent decades, when in Iraq, because we have so many veterans now from the first Iraq war, so to speak, and then what's still going on, we still have troops everywhere else. I think that's why it's become more topic of discussion, because there are so many, and people are more compassionate now than they were.
I have a question for the both of you. You just raised a point, Mikey, with what Henry Kissinger said, that the role of the American army is just to basically maintain America's position, their presence, their dominance, etc. Right? But here's the thing. Because now I'm thinking, would it be fair to say, or would I be wrong for looking at it and say, okay, what they're doing or what they have done has also made sure we don't have a. No, I'm not going to go as far as to say better the world, but we haven't had another world war, because it's like we hate those guys, but at the end of the day, they're so powerful. Let me relax. Everyone is like, I hate you, but I can't beat you, so let me relax. So is it safe to say that the evil they're doing has also kind of maintained international peace? Would that be a fair assessment?
Where, when did you ever have international peace since the last World War? When?
We currently have, when I say international peace, what I mean by international, well, hold on,
Yeah.
because there are wars every day. There are wars every day. I mean, another world war where majority of I would say the top countries globally are involved in a war. That's what I mean.
Right.
Because minor wars happen all the time consistently, but I mean an actual world war.
You have this opinion, and you ask a stupid question because you're a young man.
So answer the question then. Answer the question. Without America's,
No. I will
go
tell
ahead.
you. I will tell you how it is. Right after World War II, you understand? You have this. You have that what is called the Cold War. The Cold War ended, and that was the height. You understand?
Yeah,
The Cold War ended 1990, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, where the Berlin Wall fell, and they say, "Oh,
91.
91, fine." During that time, you have a thing called Vietnam War. You understand? Where more soldiers died there than who died in World War II on the American side. Yes. So
And we
when you
lost.
and wait, and I'm done. And during that time, you had the first Iraq War. Yes. The first Iraq War, the first
Vietnam.
no. After the
Okay,
war in the
you're
Cold
wrong,
War
but continue.
ended. No. I'm not wrong. When when the Cold War ended, during that time, the ending of it, 89, 90, 91, that time, before Clinton came into
Yeah.
power, Saddam he invaded Kuwait and we had the first Gulf War. That's first one. Yeah?
All right.
During Clinton years, that was the only time. No, I'm telling you, I lived through it. I'm telling you.
No,
I
I'm
lived through
listening to
it
you,
too.
but
No, during
none
Clinton
of these,
time.
sound like as Katie said, a world war where we're looking at, okay, this might be the end of the world. I'm not talking about wars in different. I'm talking about where the entire world is standing at attention. Like, okay, everything is over. The Vietnam War ended in '75. The what's the other one you mentioned? The Cold War ended in '91. The Afghanistan war is between Afghanistan, America going there for their different interests, Russia coming in afterwards, or maybe before that, etc. When
Russia
that's
came in
happening,
first. Hmm.
Russia came in first, right, or afterwards?
They came in first, and then America came in
Yeah, because I think
because
Afghanistan is probably one of the only places that no one can actually conquer because of the geography, if I'm not
right,
mistaken.
Yeah.
exactly.
So for example, from 2003 to 2022, no, sorry, 2001 to 2022, when the Afghanistan war or war in Iraq or war in Afghanistan is happening, there's no war in China. There's no war in South Chile that's connected to that war in Afghanistan. So when I say global war, I mean all the G7 countries, the G20 countries, the countries involved in BRIC, everyone is attacking it. I'm not talking about individual wars. I'm talking, when was the last time we had a war where the entire world is saying, okay, life stops today? So what I'm asking is it that we have a common enemy? So no one is actually looking to destroy. If you understand what I'm asking, America takes the role of the big
World
brother, but
police or the
also
world
the big
police,
bully.
yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm asking. Because I understand that wars have happened since World War II, but I'm saying there seems America is the target as the big brother, the big police, but also the big bully, and has that stopped a nuclear war?
No, I won't say that. Let me tell you why. You know, Google when the United Nations actually came about. Because before the United Nations, every country was just doing their own thing. You see me? And I
In
still and
45.
exactly after World War II. You see me? World War II and again. I'm not going to no conspiracy nothing, but I knew it was meant to happen. You see me? A lot of it was meant to happen because it ushering the new age globalism. So America don't have to go out and fight each country, blah blah blah. Here's the United Nations. All they have to do is run the United Nations their way. So the battle inside the United Nations now with pen and paper, not outside on the battlefield. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. What you're saying is true.
Exactly.
What you're saying is true, but is that better than the alternative, which is battling on the field? That's what I'm asking.
No, it's not. Because battling on the field, at least you know you're fighting, you know your enemy. That guy over there shooting at me, I shoot at him, the winner stands. You understand? And the loser go under the ground. But
who says they don't know?
Well, a lot of people don't want to admit it. That the United Nations now is the force that keeping the world under pressure now. The United Nations, because only a certain amount of country the United Nations talk to. Other country can do whatever they want to do, and the United Nations look the other way. You see me? But as soon as one country do something, okay, the countries in Africa, a lot of them want their independence. A lot of them want this thing called the United States of Africa. The United States of Africa. That want to come into being for a long time, and the United Nations stopping it. Gaddafi was killed. The United Nations said nothing. See, you understand? So because it is run by America and the powers that be, that's just how it is. You see me? I quite both of you.
No. I have a lot to say, but at the same time, my response might be, what do you call that?
Conspiracy.
We might have to talk off here about the response, because what can I say? Because I'm going to say A, and then I'm going to throw B, C, D, E, and F at it. Because the thing is, do you think? Let me ask you this way: do you think the efforts, or I don't want to say alleged efforts, but do you think that the efforts by the United Nations to stop the United States of Africa is the only reason why there's no United States of Africa?
Yes.
Or are you one of those people that think that all 54 countries in I think 54 or 56 countries in sovereign states in Africa will just get up and say, hey, we're all brothers and sisters today, kumbaya? Or are you that ignorant to believe that?
No, I'm not ignorant to believe that. I'm telling you it can happen. But if we it can happen. But listen, we have to have a starting point, because America didn't just get up and become one like that. Remember, America had the Civil War before they could come together. Yes?
Heads have to rule.
So wait. So Africa can become independent, but the first country that pushed them head and start to talk about that, the head chop off. Gaddafi. Again. Gaddafi, Libya was much better than Holland in 2010. This is a fact. The economy was doing way better than where I am now. That's a fact. Google it. You understand? America, and Gaddafi said, listen, and that's what he wanted. They say, yo, let's combine our wealth. You understand? That's what he said, and Obama said, and killed the guy. That's a fact. So I don't have to go back in the annals of history. You understand? I can tell you this.
Two things can be true. You know what you're saying about Gaddafi can be true,
no,
but also
it's a fact. Why did they go in and kill him?
I just said it's true. I'm not disputing that, but I'm going back to my point. Is that if Europe, something as a smaller continent, a smaller number of countries are currently having issues, because don't believe that every country inside the European Union is happy with being inside the European Union.
I know.
You think 56? You think 56 countries who have been at war for decades, maybe centuries at this point, is just going to get up one day and say, you know what?
Who tell you they've been at war? That's the propaganda.
Well, what do you mean propaganda?
Yeah.
I have
Okay, go
What
ahead.
propaganda?
Okay,
What do you mean by
propaganda.
propaganda? If I'm talking to actual people from the continent of Africa, that will tell you, hey, listen. To be honest with you, this tribe historically hate that tribe,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I'm not getting it from CNN or getting it from this source. I'm talking to people from the Republic of Congo, people
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
Nigeria,
yeah.
people
All that
from
sound cute.
who will no, all of that is facts,
Yeah, all
right? You
that
might
sound
not
cute.
like it,
Yeah, yeah.
you might not like it, but it
I
doesn't
know they
negate.
hate. I know they hate. So they hate the brother and sister, but they like the white man come in and kill and rape and do all sort of thing to them. But listen to me, because that is where my age trump yours. You see me? Pause. Look at Europe. Look at Europe. Look
Yeah.
at Europe. Because you're talking about some spear chuckers down in Africa hate each other. Look at Europe and what Europe is now. There's a thing, Dresden. Google Dresden bombing. After the World War finished, Churchill say, yo, me have some bombs still. Go to Dresden and drop them off. That is in Germany, you see me? And it was an affluent society.
You're straying
No, no,
straying
no,
from
no,
a
no, no,
continent.
no. Listen,
Continent.
listen. Some guy in Africa, you say, he hate the one another for decades, for centuries. England hate
That's a
Germany.
fact.
England hate
That's
Germany
a
to
fact
this
as
day.
well.
You understand? But
That's a fact as
there's
well.
still the European Union. Two world
That's a
war
fact
fight
as
on
well.
this continent. A world war never fight in Africa. Two world war fight on this continent, but yet still they have a European Union. But you tell me because some fucking black guy
No, 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 no,
sticking
no, no,
some
no.
guy with some spear down there, they cannot have a
I
African
asked you.
Union. You're
I
talking
asked
bullshit.
you if no, no, no. Remember, let's go back to the first point. I asked you if the United Nations interference, if the interference of
Yes,
the United Nations is the only if that is the only hindrance to having a United States of Africa. That's all I asked.
it is the
I
biggest
said
hindrance. The
other
biggest.
factors, other factors could contribute to why there hasn't been a United Nations of Africa. That's all I said.
It's
We never tell us say it impossible. We never tell us say it impossible. You know, I say, don't be so ignorant to believe that they will just sing Kumbaya in 5 months or even 5 years.
It
I never
took
said it's impossible.
it took two world war for Europe to unite. Two. We don't have, Africa don't have one yet. So at least give them the benefit of a doubt. Said yes, they might sing Kumbaya. Give them the doubt.
All right.
You
So, Michael,
understand?
your point is that they have a common enemy, which is the colonizers, so to
Bravo,
speak.
bravo, bravo, bravo,
So they
bravo.
just should all unite and sing Kumbaya because they have the
No,
one
no,
common
no,
enemy,
no. They should.
whether it be Americans or British or whomever.
Europeans.
They,
Yeah.
they shouldn't sing no Kumbaya. They should grab a spear and sharpen it. Understand? Anything white inside. Just
But
the
do you
truth.
think that the common enemy, let's say the Congo, for example, because they've warred in the Congo forever, the military and then the guerrilla warfare and all that stuff, would they be able to agree to that
Leave that to
common
them.
enemy?
Yeah,
So
leave
let's,
that to them. Leave
yeah,
that to them.
that's the,
First of all,
I think that's the one
Europe
thing.
take the hand from off Africa. Just leave it to them. Let them eat each other. Let them do whatever they want to do with each other. They're Africans. Leave them. I don't want to. I don't want to start to think about. Oh, this might happen. That might happen. Can they sing Kumbaya? No, that's not the business. That's not the question. That's not the answer. Then just leave them. You
So then they
understand?
become the United States of Africa, and then they have another civil war, and then
Yeah, that's
so
them.
they have to go through all of these
No,
things that
no, it's not our
all the
problem.
older
It's
countries have
not
done.
American problem. It's not European problem.
Right.
If they have 10 civil war after, it's not nobody. No African stood up and think about yo.
We can
European have
agree
the
on
first
that.
World War.
Yeah.
European have the first World War. Oh, they should
I
not
ag-
come together. No, they have one. Then they
we
have
can
two.
we
Then they have
we
this.
can
Then,
agree.
you understand? Leave Africa alone.
I agree with you on that. So
Yeah.
hey, the influence or interference of outside political parties
Right.
is egregious. It's unnecessary. I agree with you with that. You get me?
But it will happen.
We're on the same page with that. I'm just saying that isn't the only problem that Africa has faced over the years. That's all
But
I'm
it
saying.
is the biggest problem. And you cannot
All
deny
right.
that. It is the biggest problem.
I never denied that. I never denied that.
In
I
fact,
never deny that. Everyone knows that.
I
You're
tell
saying that the
you,
Everyone.
biggest problem is they get taken advantage of
of
by
course,
other countries. That's what you're saying. That okay?
not
I'm
even
just making sure I'm
advantage
staying on
of.
the same page.
Listen, and
Or
stop. Listen,
exploited.
we have Gaddafi. A decade ago, we have Gaddafi. Oh, people, you can't go around that. Gaddafi did not do
No one.
Europe. Listen, Gaddafi did not do Europe nothing. Gaddafi did not do America nothing. And you guys go in and kill him. And all the goals, all the goal that he had to start his money, to start his own currency, he fly out to France, I think. That's in your face. Right now, if Zimbabwe get up and start it and start say, yo, this and that, if the Congo get up and say, yo, you know, say, bum, they will kill the president or the prime minister over there. That's a fact. Stop growing it like, and then you have the gall to ask me what's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that
Who?
the the the
No one asked
the,
it.
the, the,
Jeez.
the Tutsis
Listen,
and the Hutus, they never stop Gaddafi. It's Europe who stop
you're arguing with
Gaddafi.
yourself. You're
He's
arguing with
trying to
yourself
defend
on both
yourself.
sides of the point. No one asked you what the biggest problem was. All I said was if that was the only one.
Yes,
Meaning, if we remove problem number A,
yes,
right, will we have prosperity tomorrow?
yes,
And I was
yes.
saying, no, we also have.
It will not be overnight or 2 week or 2 year, maybe a decade. But yes,
Okay, okay, finally you're talking like someone with sense. Finally
yes.
acknowledging that's talking like someone with
Remove it.
sense.
You understand? Remove the
We're
tentacles
in agreement with that.
of
It
Africa.
shouldn't even be there in the first place. Outside influence should not have been there in the first place. We can agree on that. It's egregious. They've been exploiting it for decades and probably will continue to the future. But we agree on that.
Europe,
Both of us agree on that.
Europe is the only Europe and America. You understand? The only two continents whenever they get into conflict with themselves, another country cannot get involved. Cannot. Because the Europe and America will tell them, yo, this is not your business. But as soon as another country get into their conflict, here comes Europe and America dictating.
Try to be police.
Try to tell
Right.
them, hey, you should calm down.
Not only Europe and America. Not only Europe and America. China, not China, sorry. Russia love to do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Russia left, but I think Europe and America are the main, especially America. They try to be police. They try to be the big bad police or the big bad hall monitor for the globe for some reason.
Ever since the last World War.
You see?
That's why. I mean, it is. It's just been because even before when World War One, we just kept to ourselves, just like every other country in the world. And then World War One happened. They tried to go back to being by themselves. It just didn't work. And so then, basically, actually, before World War II, they just became tried to be the police for everybody, the savior for everybody, and it doesn't do anything but cause more harm.
No, the CIA know that it's not the savior. CIA just go in and do their own thing. You see me? America was
But
never.
that's what I'm saying.
Name
They
one.
like to think that they're. They like to
Name
think
one
that they're the
country.
savior.
Name one country that America has meddled in, and it came out better.
Well, I don't know. That's
Not
why I said
one,
they like
not
to
one.
think. They like to think. Not that we are, but they like to think that they are. As
Well-
most Americans are like, yep, we went over there and we kicked some ass. No, not really. You didn't. We didn't.
You go and rob, go and take people things. You see me? But that, it is
Right.
what it is. Listen, I have to end this conversation here, Katie. Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Night. Night. You good?
Yeah, man, we're coming off Katie for the phone. Katie beat your butt, man.
No, Katie not being bad. I just appreciate anybody who tap in. But right now, you know, say from me come over here, yeah? I'm gonna get that dangerous flu. When I get over it yet.
It's still a beat, yeah?
Yeah, it just, I don't know. I think I record, you know. It just,
I mean, Mr. I say, you know, so you frig up in yourself, or you preface the conversation. You say, you know, so from you come over here and we get the flu. Like you tell the masses, say, I'm needing flu come here.
No, but
No, say,
Ricardo, they tell me, say, lesbian couple did sick. You see me? And then he bring the
You thought the man business, you thought the man business for the internet. You know, say you're corrupting yourself.
corrupt. But
Corrupting
that's
yourself.
why
You corrupt bad man.
although we can talk forever, but me can't go the 2 hours tonight. Me just feel away. But Kenny was supposed to link me, you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, he call me back, say him under some sellers do something. I don't know what I do under seller, you see me?
But the wall on funny man.
No man, don't say that about Kenny.
If,
You see me? So things
no.
over there, you good?
Well, good man, it's stressful, a very stressful day. But
Yo, me tell you,
hopefully,
brother, stress free. Yo, me stress today. Yo, stress. Me work straight up until about 20 minutes before me start the stream. That's when me just take a shower and come down. For real, you know. Straight, just. You see me?
you probably dreaming, man. What's your sick already?
Me not tell a man just, and they want me come work tomorrow. You see me? It just irritated. But yo, me appreciate you being here and we talk later, Zane.
And it's alright, man. We link, man. Alright.
Folks, yeah. We have to cuss Kenny together, you see me? I have a different show lineup and Kenny drop out, that the guy drop out, but yeah, I said the show must go on. And I apologize for my coughing. Shit, I hate coughing, but the grape kind of help, but yeah, it is what it is. Big up yourself. Salute to everybody.